Hey everyone, Rich Gasaway here. I'm planning the biggest situational awareness event I've ever done. September 26th is National Situational Awareness Day, and I'm taking that a step further and declaring September to be National Situational Awareness Month. I'm looking for program hosts to help fill the month with events throughout the United States and Canada. So if you're interested in helping me make this a success, please contact me through the Contact Me tab on the SAMatters.com website. If you want to train your members online, you can do that now too by enrolling them in the Situational Awareness Matters Online Academy. The Academy will teach your members everything they need to know about situational awareness and high-risk decision-making for a crazy affordable price. If you enroll 31 or more of your members, the cost is just $49 a person. Why did I set the price so low? Because I don't want any department to say that the cost was the prohibiting factor in getting their members trained on this vitally important topic. The Academy just opened for enrollments, and I've already got more than 700 students in the Academy taking the class, and getting some great feedback from the students too. Did you know that issues related to situational awareness are consistently identified as contributing factors in near-miss, injury, and fatality events? Please, don't wait until your agency has a critical injury or fatality incident. Please don't wait. I get to work with many departments that have experienced critical injuries and fatality incidents, and they're some of the most hurting organizations you can imagine. Please, I don't want that to happen to you. Seriously, I can take your understanding of situational awareness and high-risk decision-making to the level it needs to be. Visit SAMatters.com, click the green button on the right side of the homepage, labeled Online Academy. To our premium enrolled students in the Academy, they get to participate in a monthly webinar where I have guests talk about important safety topics. This month's webinar's guest was Joe Pernesti, talking about how to incorporate simulations into your command training. The next webinar is scheduled for July 16th and will feature former Washington, D.C. Fire Chief Dennis Rubin talking about crew resource management. Premium enrolled students will get a notification sent to you in the course room along with your login credentials. Okay, that's enough pre-show stuff. Roll that podcast intro.
Today's episode is sponsored by Midwest Fire. For more than 20 years, Midwest Fire has been manufacturing high-quality tankers, tanker pumpers, and fire rescue vehicles in the United States and Canada. Keeping firefighters safe while enhancing their capabilities is what they do best. To learn more, go to MidwestFire.com.
This is Tiger Schmittendorf, Deputy Fire Coordinator for the Erie County Department of Emergency Services. You're listening to the SA Matters radio show with Dr. Rich Gasaway. The SA Matters mission is simple. They want to help us see the bad things coming in time to avoid bad outcomes.
Hello, and welcome to episode 169 of the Situational Awareness Matters radio show. I'm your host, Rich Gasaway. The purpose of this show is to improve situational awareness and decision-making for individuals and teams who work in high-risk, high-consequence, time-compressed environments with changing conditions. The SA Matters mission is simple, to help you see the bad things coming in time to avoid bad outcomes. If you're new to the podcast, you have some homework to do by going back and listening to the past episodes. I've released a new episode every Tuesday, never missed a week, for over 3 years. And I do that for you, the listeners of this show. You inspire me to work hard for you. I've been sharing the message of situational awareness and high-risk decision-making in live program events for over 12 years now, and have trained just over 59,000 first responders. I'm here for the long run, and for so long as I'm able, I'll continue to share this message, a message of hope, a message of inspiration, and a message of encouragement for all first responders who want to make sure they're able to develop and maintain strong situational awareness and make quality, high-risk decisions. I'm dedicated to helping to improve your safety and your survival, and helping you to accomplish the most important goal of all, to go home to the ones who love you. And speaking of the mission, I'm coming to you today from Norfolk, Virginia, where I'm in town doing consulting and training for the United States Navy on situational awareness and high-risk decision-making. It is such an honor to have been chosen to help the Navy with this very important topic and to support the defenders of our nation. Thank you to all who serve in the protection of our freedoms. One of the questions I get asked a lot by readers and listeners are, when are you coming to my area? I want to attend a program. Or where are you going to be next? Great questions. And the answers are really easy to find out. There's a link to all the upcoming events right on the homepage of SA Matters. Just click the blue box on the right side of the homepage labeled Upcoming Events Schedule. If you want to save some money by hosting a program, and who doesn't want to save some money, right? Here's a tip for how you can do that at a reduced cost. I host what I call companion programs. These are programs on adjoining dates to other programs. So if you see I'm delivering a program within a couple hours of your department and you think you might want to tag along as a companion, contact me. You can save as much as 20% off a program cost by being a companion to an existing program. And I do about 30 of those each year. And no one ever complains about saving money. That's what I call a win-win situation. Before I dive into today's feature segment, I want to take a moment to talk about this Company Officer Development Institute program that I created back in 2009. Some of you know my second passion after situational awareness is developing the leadership skills of company officers, something I did a terrible job of when I was serving as a fire chief. I was guilty of promoting officers before they were prepared to lead others, and that was my fault. Then I got frustrated at them when they didn't do a good job of leadership of their crews and in their stations, and that was my fault too. So I partnered with Indianapolis Fire Captain Patrick Harper, and we created the Company Officer Development Institute. This program has been customized to run from 2 to 5 days, and no matter the length, there's no PowerPoint. Did you hear that? No PowerPoint. Can you imagine a week-long class that doesn't use PowerPoint? Is that even possible? Not only is it possible, but it's a better way to learn the skills essential for good leadership. When adults are engaged in the process of learning and not just being lectured to, learning can be fun. And more importantly, the lessons stick. We share practical, actionable best practices for leadership, problem solving, conflict resolution, teamwork, communications, motivation, accountability, generational leadership, discipline, coaching for performance improvement, and so much more. So when you get sick and tired of being sick and tired of the frustrations that come from dealing with uncommitted, unprofessional, undedicated members destroying morale of your department, and they're sucking the life out of you, contact me for a program that'll teach your company officers a better way of leadership and committed followership. Contact me when you're ready to have your officers lead differently. Okay, in today's feature segment, it's the 5th and final episode of my series on situational awareness and sanity. Stick around, though. When I'm done with the feature segment, I'll let you know where you can attend an upcoming Situational Awareness Matters Tour Stop event. Who knows, maybe I'm going to be right in your state or right in your county soon. This is going to be admittedly an uncomfortable episode for some, but nonetheless a conversation that we need to have. I need to discuss the F word. No, not that F word. The F word that is more dreaded than the F-bomb. Fear. Many first responders enjoy discussing fear about as much as they enjoy discussing the other F word. Feelings. Ironically, fear is a feeling. More accurately, fear is an emotion. And this emotion can save your life, but it may also cost you your life. The power of fear. One of my favorite classes to teach is designed to take the mystery out of understanding human motivation. It's a topic that has drawn my interest for decades. What compels people to do or not to do anything? What causes some people to cower and run from danger, while others charge headfirst into risky situations with little concern for their safety or self-preservation? I find the research in psychology and cognitive neuroscience absolutely fascinating. I am a self-admitted neuro nerd. Yes, that's a new term I just made up. But it is, sadly, what I have become. Fear is a powerful emotion. In fact, fear is one of the only two emotions that compels all human behavior. The other emotion is desire. Reacting to fear motivation can be life-saving. Arguably, fear has helped us survive as a species. Learning early in our existence to fear poisonous snakes or saber-toothed tigers was pretty darn important. Thankfully, we learned to adapt and survive by listening to and responding to fear cues. Otherwise, we would be extinct. However, over time, what we have evolved to fear is surprising. It is something that will not cause us physical harm in any way whatsoever. But psychological harm can be enormous. This evolved fear is what I want to address here. It is, in many ways, a completely irrational and seemingly insane fear. What humans fear? Human fear has been the focus of many research studies. It is a fascinating area of research. Humans have evolved to be the dominant species on the planet, so there are few creatures we need to fear. We have also evolved complex weaponry that can help us to overcome any foe, human or non-human. One might think the emotion of fear could subside or become extinct. This is hardly the case. What humans fear now most are each other. But it's not physical harm that we fear, it's psychological harm. We have evolved into a social creature that values being liked and respected by our peers. Many humans fear anything that puts likability or respect in jeopardy. Ranking at the top of what humans fear is public speaking. In fact, the fear of public speaking consistently ranks higher than the fear of dying. Think about how irrational that is. People fear giving the eulogy at a funeral more than they fear being the person in the box. This is simply not rational. Of course, many humans' fears are not rational. What is it about public speaking that people fear the most? If you take a moment to think about it, the answer should come to you. People have a fear of being seen as a failure. People have a fear of consequences, like getting in trouble or getting yelled at. People have a fear of being embarrassed. People have a fear of being ridiculed by subordinates, peers, or superiors. People have a fear of losing hard-earned respect. People have a fear of not being liked by other people, or a fear of being shunned. Ironically, these are the same fears that can compel someone to take excessive risks in the presence of excessive danger. The fear of dying has been replaced by these other fears. The pressure of fear. The fears listed above are psychological fears, not physical fears. They nonetheless compel behavior. What happens when we bring those psychological fears into the emergency scene? First responders operate in the presence of subordinates, peers, and superiors. When psychological fear looms, fear avoidance thoughts begin to dominate the behavior. I don't want to be seen as a failure. I don't want to get in trouble or yelled at. I don't want to be embarrassed. I don't want to be ridiculed. I want to be respected. I want to be liked. When gripped by this mindset, the presence of critical clues and cues that form situational awareness of present dangers may be completely ignored. Fear is trumping safety. Not the fear of dying or being injured, rather those other fears. The fears not talked about in first responder circles. Guilty as charged. I'm not proud to tell you that I have been gripped by these psychological fears myself. Peer, supervisor, and organizational cultural pressures have caused me to take risks that I can only be thankful that I'm here to talk about. At the time, I gave little concern to my personal risk. In fact, when I was younger, I also suffered from another situational awareness barrier, the feeling of invincibility. Yes, there was a time when I wore my underwear on the outside of my turnout gear and had a Superman mindset. This, coupled with the fears discussed herein, made me simply dangerous. I was also very lucky. I see first responders who put decals on their helmets that say boldly, "No fear." This is a tragic denial of basic human instinct. When entering an environment that can kill you in an instant, there should be a healthy respect and a fear for the power of the environmental factors that are out of our control. There should also be a powerful respect for the fears discussed in this article, because these fears can cause a responder to completely overlook, if not ignore, the critical clues and cues that indicate extreme danger. Acknowledge your fears. Discuss them with your subordinates, peers, and superiors. There is way too much to lose if you are compelled to do something beyond acceptable risk levels simply because you are afraid of being seen as a failure or being criticized or feeling embarrassed. These fears are exceptionally dangerous because they can exist at all levels on an incident scene, from the newest responder to the most experienced commander. Commanders may not order responders to exit a dangerous environment because they fear being criticized or viewed as an inferior commander. Responders who are ordered out of an environment may push back and say things like, "We've almost got it. Give us a couple of more minutes. We're making progress." What they're really saying is, "Please don't order us out, so we have to face our peers and suffer the ridicule and the criticism that we may not be worthy to do the task that has been given to us." While I was facilitating a discussion on this topic during a class, I once had a firefighter say to me, and I cannot make this up, he said, "I would rather die in a fire than be ordered out of a burning building." I was stunned into silence, and so was the entire room. I could only think to myself, I wonder if the widow and children that is left behind would feel the same way. If you've experienced or witnessed a near miss and would like to have a platform to share your lessons learned with others, please contact me by visiting the SAMatters.com website and clicking on the Contact Us tab on the top of the home page. Think about it for a moment. The lessons learned from your near miss event could save the life of another first responder. If you want to share your experience, contact me. Okay, as I always do, I want to take a moment to thank the departments and organizations that have hosted some great training for their members on situational awareness. I do this to show my appreciation to the organizations who put forth the effort to organize, advertise, and fund great training experiences for their members and others in their region. Your efforts to bring this valuable and powerful training on situational awareness and high-risk decision-making to your regions are greatly appreciated. Recent tour stops have included the Colorado Springs Fire Department, the West Des Moines Fire Department, the Beaver Lake Fire Department in Arkansas, and the Woodlands Fire Department in Texas, where I did the week-long Company Officer Development Institute, and where I am now in Norfolk, Virginia, doing work for the Navy. I am so thankful for the presentation opportunities that I have upcoming. If you want to join me, here's where I'll be. July 22, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. July 26 and 27, Charlotte, North Carolina. August 1, Cleveland, Ohio. August 2, Nashville, Tennessee. August 4 and 5, Evansville, Indiana. August 10 and 11, Redmond, Washington. August 22 to 24, Lexington County, South Carolina. August 26 and 27, Houston, Texas. August 30, Boston, Massachusetts. If you want to see the locations of all the upcoming Situational Awareness Matters tour stops, just head over to the SA Matters website. Click on the blue box on the right side of the homepage labeled Upcoming Event Schedule. Schedule is always changing, so check back often. If you're interested in hosting a Situational Awareness Matters tour stop, I have a couple of dates left open for 2017, and I'm actively booking 2018. So if you think your department, association, region, conference, or a company, we do programs for business and industry too, might want to host a program, just contact me through the samatters.com website, Contact Us tab, and we'll get something set up for you. I promise it's not difficult to do. The last time I was delivering programs in southwest Minnesota, I had the opportunity to stop by and visit my awesome sponsor, Midwest Fire. They make all poly fire apparatus that's changing the industry. You seriously need to check them out at midwestfire.com. Anyhow, I got a chance to sit down and talk to a few of their employees about what separates Midwest Fire from their competitors. Here I got the chance to ask account executive Dalton Lingbeck about the all-poly design of the Midwest Fire trucks. Let's listen in. Okay, Dalton, I see in the advertisements that one of the things that differentiates Midwest Fire from their competitors is this all-poly design. So what does that mean, all poly? Describe that for me.
Yeah, well, poly is actually pretty common in the industry. Poly tanks are seen inside bodies all over. Manufacturers do them all the time. They've started around the 80s, I believe. But all poly means that our tank and body is all poly integrated. It's one big superstructure. You're not sliding a tank inside of a body. You're not sliding a tank anywhere. It's actually one big built body that we do, and it's made of 3/4 inch copolymer. It's extremely durable, and it's industrial grade, and it's the kind of poly you can beat the crap out of.
Okay, well, I'm a little bit of a skeptic there, because you say that poly is durable, and I own a lot of things that are plastic. In fact, I was just at home last week, and we had this appliance that had plastic parts on it, and I accidentally dropped it on the floor, and it didn't shatter, but it just cracked so easy, and I only dropped it, a couple of feet. So I'm a skeptic. When you say poly is durable, I think of poly or plastic as something that isn't durable, that's going to crack easy or dent easy. So you got to convince me on this one.
Yeah. Well, yeah, trucks and shoes definitely come up with poly. But let me grab down here something really quick. As you can probably see on the screen right now, this is a piece of poly that we use. It is the same type of material, the same thickness. It's 3/4 inch. And what you might notice on here is that it has bullet holes. So basically, if you trust a bulletproof vest to take bullet holes, when they first tested it, they wanted to shoot holes through it and see if it worked. And you couldn't shoot holes through it. So what did? We did the same exact thing. We wanted to shoot holes in the theory that poly wasn't durable and poly wasn't reliable. And we tried to shoot holes through it, but as you can see right here, the bullets actually could not go through. And there's actually a bullet stuck in the bottom of this one because it wouldn't get all the way through. Now, truth be told, there was one weapon that did go through this piece of poly, and it was a 30-06 high caliber rifle. It did go through, but that's a 30-06 high caliber rifle.
So it was a 45 caliber on the other side?
Yep.
And so what I'm looking at is essentially there's marks on the poly where the bullets hit, but as you show me the backside, it didn't go all the way through.
No, yeah, and the backside doesn't even have any dents in the backside.
Huh.
Actually, when we were doing this test video, one of the bullets, I think it was on the 380, actually bounced off back towards the person that shot the piece of poly. So no, the bullets did not go through. They actually either stuck in there or they bounced off.
Okay.
That's how strong this stuff actually is.
All right, so there you have it, right from the horse's mouth, shooting holes, literally, in the concept that poly is not a durable product on which to build a fire truck. So if you're interested in learning more, check them out at midwestfire.com. Thank you, Midwest Fire President Sarah Atchison and all your staff for your awesome commitment to improving first responder safety. I sincerely appreciate your support of my mission. If you're not a member of the SA Matters community of learners yet, consider joining. There are over 5,000 members connected here on SA Matters, sharing ideas about how to improve situational awareness, how to make better decisions under stress, and how to train members to be critical thinkers and resilient problem solvers. Membership is free, and when you sign up, I'll send you a special report I've created for new members called 25 Best Practices for Improving First Responder Safety. Joining also gets you my monthly email newsletter that contains featured content from the blog and podcast. It's truly the easiest way for us to stay in touch with each other. If you're not a member yet, head over to the SA Matters website, click on the red box on the right side of the homepage that says Free Membership. If you want to get connected with me on Twitter, you can follow @Rich Gasaway on Twitter. On LinkedIn, you can search for Rich Gasaway. On YouTube, you can watch my videos on SA Matters TV on YouTube channel. And on Facebook, you can follow or like the SA Matters page on Facebook. Well, that's it. Episode 169 is complete. Thank you to our awesome podcast sponsor, Midwest Fire. Thank you to all of our live event hosts. Thank you to all of our online academy students. And thank you, our listeners, for sharing some of your valuable time with me today. I really appreciate your support of the SA Matters mission. Be safe out there, and may the peace of the Lord and strong situational awareness be with you always.
You've been listening to the Situational Awareness Matters radio show with Dr. Richard B. Gasaway. If you are interested in learning more about situational awareness, human factors, and decision-making under stress, visit samatters.com. If you are interested in booking Dr. Gasaway for an upcoming event, visit his personal website at richgasaway.com.